Go live. Hi everybody! I have started the live event and I am just triple checking that everybody can see it. And before I get started with anything crazy, I just want to see everybody start sending their likes and their comments and everything else. So I know that we're all in here. Let's see. This is all pre-set up. We have a few minutes before the official start of the event. And I'm sharing this with everybody. Yay! Hi Nicole, I see that you're on. Welcome. And I think somebody else is on too. I just don't see their name yet because I showed 2 people. Yay, 2 people. Oh, hi Eric, welcome. And let's see. Was this easy to find this time? Did it pop up like right away? That's always a little hard for me to tell technology. If it popped up very easily for you guys, give me like a thumbs up or something. If it took you a minute, let me know. This time I actually got it to start in the event versus having to create the live view outside of the event, which is awesome. And so, yeah. Hi guys, welcome. Let's see. You know what? Also handy with technology? Phones. I know my mom is looking to join, so if I can get her online, I think we're good. I just texted her. Is it live? Can you see? Let's see. Yes, it's showing that it's live. I can see it. It looks like we're doing pretty good. Okay, I'm seeing some comments now. Let me just share this one more time. Make sure everybody can see it that wants to see it. I see that Michelle has joined. My mom says she's joined. So this is good. This is very good, guys. I'm so excited. One of the first things that we're going to do tonight is we're going to start with the live trivia, because the live trivia is something that I think a lot of people have fun with. And so if anybody has curfews or early bedtimes or got to go to work early, you at least get to participate in one of the fun book. Ooh, that was fun. Alexa, turn on office ceiling, please. Yay, we have lights. All right. So let's see. Welcome. Hi. So, let's see. We'll give people a couple more minutes who might be showing up. Like I said, because we just started, it's now officially 10:30 and the official start time of the event. So we will give it a couple minutes. One of the first things you'll want to do if you haven't already done so is you'll want to go to https://crowd.live/9zkiw or 9 Zaria Ingrid, yes, and then whiskey because I can't. Oh, Winter Wyvern. There we go. See, I have one for every call sign. And that will take you to the start of the live trivia page. I'm going to leave this URL up here for a couple minutes so that way everybody can see it very clearly before we get started. You don't have to go digging through the event post or anything else in order to be a part of the trivia. If you are able to put it really big somewhere, like if you're watching with another group of people, then you can all see all the questions together all at once. You can do it by your computer, your phone, a tablet, anything that takes you to the internet, to this website, you'll be able to play the trivia with, and that will be super awesome and tons and tons and tons of fun. And we'll also check to see how well Facebook Live works with live trivia. We'll see if there's any delay between me and you guys, because there's always some, but I hope it's hardly any because there's only 30 seconds per question. There's 20 questions, so it's going to take approximately 10 minutes of our evening tonight to play the trivia. And it's going to be done by points. So the faster you answer, the more points you get. It's going to be a lot of fun, a big blast. And if you're really confused and you have no idea whatsoever, that is fine too. As the time rolls down, I will eliminate answers for you guys so you know what not to pick. And then, so you'll never have less than 2 answers to choose from. So I will never give away the answer, at least not on purpose. And I am known to be a little tricksy. My husband and I did this last night as a test run, and I gave a clue, and he had listened. He remembered the clue, and then he used that. But I have things where I say none of the above and all of the above. So just because I say something doesn't mean it's the only correct choice. So just be aware. And let's see. You know, my comments aren't coming in as swiftly as everybody else's seems to be. I see that Karen, my mom, says that she loves the fox drawing, and so has Nicole. Thank you. Yes, it always makes an appearance. I love it. Nicole is the one that gave it to me. And yeah, so I think we are now about 5 minutes in, so I'm going to start the official countdown. And to do that, before we get super far going, let me minimize that. Yay, okay, so you see here, this is what you should see on your tablets, phones, or whatever. This is where you're going to come. You're going to type in your name. Make it something that I can recognize you by, because if I can't recognize you by it and you say you won, it's going to be a little bit hard to verify, because I'm not trying to get anybody's emails or anything else like that. It's just your name. It's just for fun. And the person who does the best is going to get a signed copy of Aleks Mickelsen and the 8th Fox Throne War. Now this is my proof copy. I don't quite have my author copies, but they are in the mail and they will be here soon. So as soon as I get mine, you'll get your prize, whoever is the lucky winner. Hi Kaya, thanks for joining. And alright, so has everybody gotten themselves ready? Have you picked your name? Have you put it in? Because if you have and you all are ready, I am going to start the countdown for all of our trivia stuff. I have my laptop over here, so I'm kind of using the force. because I have my TV on with all of the stuff for the live trivia. I got all this stuff here for the live Facebook event, and over here is how I start the live trivia. So I'm like conducting, and it's a lot of fun. Oh, I have some people say that the link is not working for them. Okay, link is working now. Good. Excellent. Yes. If you need that link again, guys, that link is this. It's https://crowd.live/9ZKIW. And that will help you to play. And, all right. So, if everybody is ready that I know of who's here, I will come over here and I am going to launch the game. And now that the game has started, sort of, we have a 3-minute countdown. So this means in 3 minutes we are going to be live with our trivia. So this gives everybody a chance still to get here. As you can see down at the bottom, it tells you where to go, crowd.live, enter the code 9ZKIW, that's an I, not an L, and we will be ready to play our trivia very soon. Does anybody have any questions about how the trivia is going to go down? If you're confused or you're worried, now's the time to speak up because we have a few minutes before it starts. And thank you, Eric, by the way, who came and then had to leave again for work. I'm so glad that you could swing by for even a few minutes. That was really awesome. And yeah, so I am ready. I don't know if everybody else is ready, if everybody's here that's going to be here. And I'm getting text messages from friends who are joining. Yay! Exciting. Oh, I see that we have some comments coming in. People are a little afraid that they're not going to be good at trivia. I think you'll be more surprised than you, or not surprised. You'll be pleasantly, no, I guess it's still surprised. You'll be pleasantly surprised at how much you know. And I don't try to be super tricksy, but I do tend to be a little tricksy. I mean, after all, I'm here to celebrate one special fox. And so are all of you guys. So thank you so much. And yay. Should I join too? Should I play trivia too? No, that's cheating. I don't want to cheat. Let's see. Ooh, we have a minute, and I have my dog treats. So while we're waiting, I think I can lure an Oscar. Oscar, come here. Oscar, come here. I got a treat. Yeah. High five. High five. Ooh. One more time. High five. Hello, Eskimo. Oh, that's such a good boy. Bye, baby. I told you I could lure him out for a couple seconds at a time. And I have more, just in case. I haven't heard from anybody, but I assume my volume's good. You can all hear me, understand me, see me. Hi. So yes, so the live stream seems to be a little bit behind the actual. I'm looking at it right now, and Facebook is showing that we're about 30 seconds from start, but we're really about to start right now, like right now. So the first question is, which last name doesn't exist in the books? Is it A, Ingolstad, B, Johansson, C, Woodworth, or D, Starstrand? And we are not quite halfway through yet, so I'll wait before I tell everybody. I can guarantee the answer is not A. The answer is also not B. And wait for it. Wait for it. So we had 3 people answer for Ingolstad, 1 person answer for, 2 answers for, yeah. So this is fun. Sorry, I'm getting used to how all of the questions come through. What color are Philippe's eyes? Are they brown, blue, green, or gray? I can guarantee you that they are not blue. Technical difficulty and crisis averted. I have my headset again and volume. And we are on question 4, thank goodness, so we still have plenty of time to hang out and have fun with this. Whew. Okay. So, now that we've had some excitement for everything today, yeah, good job. I'm hearing lots of fun comments. People can't believe that they know the answers. And of course I told you guys we're going to know some of these answers. I'm not trying to be super mean. All right, so this is a lovely drawing from Owen from one of the earlier books, and it shows a troll. But do we know which troll out of the list of trolls? I can guarantee you it's not Yorgish and it's not Bjarki, because Bjarki doesn't have a tail. And don't forget, if you haven't joined in and would like to, all you have to do is go to crowd.live and enter the code 9ZKIW. Ooh, we had a couple of right answers. 4 people guessed it correctly. Congratulations, everybody. This is awesome. Yes, I just got another comment. The trivia is moving faster than the live video. I do realize that Facebook is about 30 seconds behind, which means I'm about 1 question ahead of everybody from the time that you actually are seeing this. So that's a lesson to know for next time. But it is still live trivia, even if it's not live with me at the exact same time on Facebook. So where does the Zaria Fierce series take place? Guarantee you it's not Sweden and it's not Finland. Somewhere with trolls. Yay! All right, we had 6 answers correct for Norway. Congratulations. First place right now is Karen. Second place is Knee Brace. Third place is L Carpenter. I see N Carpenter. I saw somebody whose name was Iron. I didn't quite get down the rest of the list. But congratulations, guys. You guys are doing really good. Which characters have a brother and a sister? Key here. They have a brother and a sister. I can tell you the answer will not include Zaria because Zaria is an only child. I can also guarantee that the answer will not include Christopher because Christopher has 2 sisters and no brothers. All right. I managed to get my Facebook to show me all the comments all at once. Yay! Excellent. Okay. I knew that it would take some technical difficulties to get through some of this. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, James. I'm so glad that everybody is here. I'm starting to see names that I hadn't seen before because my Facebook wasn't showing me everybody who was live with me. All right. So brownies are what color? I can guarantee you the answer is not going to be as easy as brownies. And they're not gray. Those are my giants. Do, 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 do. Yay! 4 answers correct for blue. Yes, brownies are blue. Like my shirt. Ooh, and Brace is up in the points. Congratulations for holding first place right now. All right. Giants live in what area of Scandinavia? Is it Alfheim, Niflheim, Jotunheim, or Zürndor? I can tell you it is not Zürndor and it's not Alfheim. So it's going to be either Niflheim or Jotunheim. Yes, I'm super excited. I'm bouncy right now. If I was made out of rubber, I'd be a little bouncy ball just kind of going everywhere. Can't contain me. Ooh, we had a lot of people across the board on that one. But 3 of you were correct, which means you go up in the points. Woo! And somebody said that this was really cool, but it scrolled up so fast I didn't see who wrote it first. All right. If you haven't joined and you want to join, you can still join live. Go to crowd.live and enter the code 9ZKIW. This way you can play with us and earn points because we're only halfway through the trivia event, so you have the ability to still catch up with people. All right, because each question's worth 100 points. All right, so who guessed what on this one? Ooh, we had 5 answers for Fox. Yay! Was that a hint in the background? I think so. I think people kind of had an idea. Ooh, we have people who are doing really good. Nye Brayson and Carpenter have answered 7 questions correctly so far. All right, what is special about a white raven? And do you see this beautiful drawing again by Owen? It is looking awesome. So, is it that they can talk and act like a messenger? Is it that they can't get lost and act like a messenger? Is it that they can talk and don't get lost, or none of the above? This one, I can tell you, is not none of the above. Nor is it C. Thank you, Michelle. I love to do this. This was so much fun. When I saw it, I loved it because I've played HQ, which is an elimination-based trivia, and I didn't want to quite eliminate people. I wanted it to be fun and everybody to be able to play the whole time. So that's why we flipped it on its head and did it by points. All right, what is the difference between a mountain troll and a river troll? So, I can tell you this. A mountain troll definitely has a tail. I can also tell you that there's at least one other thing correct here. Which means, of course, if you read all the choices, that the answer is all of the above. All right, what are the original 3 dragons' names? Is it A, Fritjof, Kfir, and Egil, B, Cole, Fritjof, and Egil, C, Cole, Jorkton, and Egil, or D, Fritjof, Kfir, and Jorkton? I can tell you right now, any answer with a J is wrong. Because Jorkton is a troll. Welcome back, Eric. I'm glad you're here again. If you would like to play trivia, you can go to crowd.live and enter the code 9ZKIW. I'll repeat that until you guys all have it stuck in your head and you're dreaming about it tonight. 6 people answered correctly. Ooh, Karen's back in first place. Tied with N. Carpenter. We're so close, guys. This is awesome. Only 6 questions left. Question number 14. What swims in the Gaul River? Is it fish, eels, knives, or forks? Well, I can tell you it's not something as simple as fish. I wouldn't do that to you guys. I wouldn't give you such an obvious answer and allow you guys to pick it. No! It's also not forks. Don't be crazy. We had 4 people answer it correctly. The answer is indeed knives. Congratulations to those 4 people. We have Karen and N. Carpenter have continued to be heading of the challenge with the trivia. They have 10 out of 15 correct. Question 15, what do we know about Master and Madam Brown? Are they A married couple, B, are they estranged siblings, C, are they close cousins, or D, they're unrelated brownies? And don't you just love this little sassy brownie? She's like, This one is Madam Brown. She was in books 2 and 3, in case you were wondering. Ooh, 5 people got this one right, guys. Woo, woo. Snaps for you guys. N. Carpenter is now in the lead. Gotta be quick on those buttons, guys. The faster you answer, the more points you get. Alright. Which of the following is not a giant's appellation? Is it A, the elevated, B, the skyward, C, the overwhelming, or D, the measureless? I can tell you the answer is not going to be the elevated because my dog's name is Oscar the Elevated after a giant in the book. So the answer is definitely not A. Did you guess it? 3 people got it right, and the answer is the Skyward, because the overwhelming is the giant that was displayed, and the measureless is one of the queen rulers of a different tribe than Oscar. All right, question 17, guys. 3 left. How are you guys doing? Doing good? Everybody feeling good? All right. Who is the queen of the underrealm? Is it A, Helena, B, Scylla, C, Seelie, or D, Connaught? Now, I almost did an author faux pas with the answers B and C because their names are so similar. The same with a character like Nora and Nori, because as an author, you're not supposed to use similar names or the exact same name for characters in order to not confuse people. But I think it's okay when you realize that they're totally different and describe totally different and totally different personalities, so you really can't confuse those characters. We are doing excellent. We have Iron, Gus, L. Carpenter, and Jock. Yay, Jock! I'm so glad you could join us live and not just have to put your answers in the comments. Sorry that I didn't get you involved in the trivia sooner. That was my fault. I'm sorry. Okay, question 18. Which species are cousins to each other? Is it A, fairies and humans, B, elves and fairies, C, elefoken and elves, or D, humans and elefoken? Now, while they all look alike in very similar ways, the answer will not include fairies and humans, which gives us only one correct choice, and that's elefoken and elves. Now, my husband said that was cheating last night because he says they were too similar in spelling, and that's why he thought it wasn't going to be the correct answer. But, among other reasons, that's probably why it is the correct answer. All right, question 19. Which is not a wyvern in the series? Is it A, wild wyvern, B, water wyvern, C, weather wyvern, or D, winter wyvern? Hi, Julie. Welcome. I just saw your name pop up. Thanks for joining. We're one question away from finishing our trivia. If you can get in before it ends, go to crowd.live, enter the code 9ZKIW. Ooh, 5 people got it correct. Go team, go. Oops, I read that wrong. 1 person got it correct. The answer is wild wyvern. My bad. See, it's a good thing I'm not doing my own trivia, because I'm too excited to read my own questions properly. All right, last question. Which of the following is Olaf? Everybody remembers Olaf, right? Right? You gotta tell me you remember Olaf. He started everything. He was the very first bad guy, which means he was a what? Not a giant, and not a dwarf. Because we're in Norway, he was a troll. But which type of troll? Did you guess correctly? And the answer is river troll. Everybody got that correct. Woohoo! Snaps for everybody. Yay! And the winner tonight, based on this as it's finalizing, looks like it's Ann Carpenter. I'll give it one more second to make sure that all of the things line up. And then I am going to announce that Ann Carpenter is the winner. And it looks like it's not changing. But congratulations also to Karen for getting 15 out of 20 questions correct too. Nate was faster, therefore he got more points, and Nate is the winner. Yay! I'm going to be sending you a copy of Book 6 with signed by me to you as soon as my author copies come in. Congratulations. I'm so excited. Thank you guys again for playing my trivia. I hope you really enjoyed it. I'm sorry that it was a little bit behind between playing it live on your phone and what was showing up on your Facebook, but you know, it's just how things go. It moves around, and you know, everybody did really good. I don't know who Iron is, but you got 13 out of 20 questions, and Gus got 11 out of 20, and Niagara Falls got 10 out of 20, and El Carpenter got 8 out of 20, and Jock managed to get some time in on the live and not just when she was playing with us, just on the Facebook comments. So I'm so proud of all of you guys for joining me and being part of this. It was a lot of fun. Whew. And as we are moving on, I'm going to take a sip of water, calm myself down a little bit, and get in the mood to start reading a chapter excerpt from tonight's book launch of Aleks Mickelsen and the 8th Fox Throne War. Yay! It's going to be key not to drink too much water, but have just enough. All right, so let's see. I am going to close that down. Alright, change some things. So now that you see this cute little slideshow, my husband put this together. Isn't it just the cutest thing ever? You get to see my little doggy, and there's a little tiny ad real fast for you guys that is to let you know that if you sign up for my author newsletter, you will get the second book in the Zaria Fierce series for free, sent to you in your email. Other things that are coming across are some illustrations from book 6 that I did. There's one of a White Raven design. It's not Irie. Just want to make sure everybody knows it's not Irie, but it is a design for something that Aleks gets in the book. So it's fun. And then the other picture is of Aleks holding out his hand and inviting you to come and join him, or in this case, a particular character to come and join him. Let's see. Going through some comments again before we move on. Oh, I'm sorry, Gus. My bad. Every time we do this, it's always a little bit different, but this time I was able to stream live through the event and not separate from the event, and my hope was that Facebook would notify everybody who said they were interested in the event that it was live, and you know what, Nate, for missing the first 4 questions, you did excellent. That was awesome. And, same for everybody else. If you came in late and you gave it your all, you did an excellent job. And this was a lot of fun to put together. And if you guys really enjoy this type of trivia, I would be totally willing and interested in doing it again. And so just let me know what you felt about it as we go along. Stay tuned, because after the book reading, we're going to move on into book bingo. And I have all of everything that we need shaking up in here. And I'm mixing all this stuff in preparation for later, trying not to lose anything before we actually start. No papers have fallen, I promise. Thank you. I love the slideshow too. My husband did such a cute and wonderful job on it. It makes me so happy. It's just so lovely. And thank you, Kaya. Yes, I'm so excited for the book and sharing it with everybody. Like I said, this is my proof copy that came in. I do all sorts of things when I get a proof copy. I go through it and I make sure that everything is aligned right and that I don't have crazy characters and that nothing gets chopped off. So you can see that it looks pretty darn good. There was a couple things that had to go back and be redone, but that's why you get a proof copy, so you can go through every line by line. And make sure that it is perfect, so when it gets into my readers' hands, it is perfect for you guys as well. Okay. Whew. I'm going to take one more sip of water, and then we'll get started on the reading portion of tonight. Okay. So I'm skipping a little into the book, not so far into the book. I had a couple of great suggestions from people, like my narrator said I should read to you guys from chapter 6, and I had a friend who was on my beta reader team, and she said that one of her favorite sections was the very end of the book. But of course, I can't read the very end of the book because if I did, you guys would know what happens. And the whole point is to wet your whistle. It's not to tell you what happens. It's supposed to get you interested so you go and you read what happens. So instead, I am choosing an excerpt from Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is entitled A Wish Granted, and you can see the image. It is of a helmet with a dragon on it, which I drew. Okay, so Chapter 2, A Wish Granted. As they ran, Aleks berated himself for his lack of caution, cursing himself all kinds of fool. Henrik had warned them, and he too, wrapped up in his own thoughts, had gone and done the very thing he wasn't supposed to do. Clearly, Christopher didn't have a lock on poor decisions today, or was it tomorrow by now? He needed sleep and the chance to get back on an even keel. The dwarves relentlessly pursued them across the plains. Their rhythmic marching created a hypnotic lull. Aleks felt his eyes drift down, and despite his efforts, couldn't stop their fall. He forced himself to open them, staring sightlessly into the dim surroundings around him. He struggled to keep them open. He even imagined toothpicks prying his eyelids apart, his mind processing the scenery as if in slow motion. As they scurried like mice from a prowling cat, he again recognized where they were. But some force weighed on his tongue, and he was too foggy to tell Henrik he had missed the turn and was going the wrong way. Aleks reached out for someone, seeing the shadow of them ahead, but empty air met his grasping hand. Losing his balance, he pitched forward and collapsed on the ground, seeing red light behind his eyelids. As soon as he landed, Aleks forced back a curse. His mind whirled as a fresh round of adrenaline shot through him. He gasped for breath and found his tongue working again. He licked his parched lips, hoping to form a word. Why was he so tired? "Wrong way," he croaked, clearing his throat. "You're going the wrong way." They had gone too far. Nobody heard him. He couldn't risk pitching his voice louder and drawing the dwarves' attention. He swallowed and listened, trying to see how far they had gone. Strange, he couldn't hear his friends or the dwarves. He shifted, and the movement caused a dreaded metallic clink, clink, clink. His eyes shot open, watering and drying out by equal measures, forcing him to blink rapidly. He rubbed them with the back of his hand. Above, a faint circle glowed. He shook his head, trying to dislodge the image, but the faint circle remained. His stomach twisted in knots. "We really have to stop meeting like this," Aleks told the well at large. "I can't keep waking up here." The lost well was, as usual, a silent companion in the pre-dawn gloom. Yawning, Aleks forced himself to his feet, wobbling on unsteady legs. He was still ridiculously tired, but somehow felt refreshed. He stared at the gold and silver stacks of coins and objects glittering around his feet. He didn't see his raven anywhere. Usually she was here somewhere, pestering him to wake up. "Irie?" he called, turning around in a circle, looking for her, expecting to find her asleep with her head tucked under a wing. Her absence gnawed at him ominously. Aleks frowned. He didn't like that they were separated. It was as though the world had gone off kilter. Something might have gone wrong. Had Irie reached his sister in time to rescue his friends? He could only hope, as he couldn't help from here. He'd first have to figure out how to make his way back to them. Something glowed at the top of a small mound of objects and coins. That was new. Aleks moved toward it, but stopped to glance upwards, checking on the encroaching sun. He couldn't risk getting trapped. Still seeing moonlight, he scrambled up the shifting pile of fairy loot. he discovered the glowing object to be a silvery, open-faced helmet. Aleks snatched it up with a certain amount of shock. From the interior shone a distorted but recognizable face with thick, dark eyebrows and a freshly broken nose. Blood covered the entire bottom half of Falcor's face, as if he were a particularly messy vampire, and not the mountain troll he most certainly was. Falcor was one of the firstborn trolls Aleks and his friends had rescued from the dungeons of Trollgar, and he, in turn, had saved them from the wild hunt. He came from the bow-legged Nosebasher house, which probably explained his newly broken nose. Aleks bet they smashed each other in the face instead of hugging to show affection. That seems like a normal troll thing to do. "Is this thing on?" The troll asked, a big finger coming up to tap on his distorted nose. "Hello? Anyone there?" Aleks grinned, angling the helmet so the large teen could see him. "Falcor, you found the mirror." The finger disappeared, and Falcor leaned in closer. "Oh, hey, Aleks. Yes, we found the mirror." The mirror in question was a magical one that showed the user someone they sought out. It had been found by Christopher in a dwarvish junk shop called the Hidden Gem, run by the kind-hearted, if slightly batty, Granny. A few days ago it had been stolen by Jorkton, acting king of Trollgar, and an all-around jerk, when he had captured Aleks and his friends outside the troll city. "What's going on?" asked Aleks, checking the skyline again for hints of dawn. "We're going to attempt a jailbreak," said Falcor. Kefir, the true troll king, waited, trapped in the dungeons, for a chance to fight for his crown. He'd been down there for over a year as Jorkton tried to diminish his foe's strength. The Wild Hunt leader had every right to fear such a fight, because Kefir was massive. Trolls prized rulers by their size, and, as a member from the iron-bellied Stone Eater's house, had a magical connection to the cave in which the troll capital resided. The iron which he ate from within the cave gave him power over the formation of the cave. Except for that very same iron, Kefir could create anything, move anything, and destroy anything inside the cave using the earth and rocks. The iron also had the effect of turning his teeth and nails black from carving it out and chewing it. It made for a very intimidating look, which villains everywhere would envy, although, in this tale, he wasn't currently a villain at all. Apparently, he'd been one, or at the very least self-serving in the far distant past before Aleks had been born, but that was neither here nor there. As much as Jorkton would wish it, he couldn't just have Kefir killed. He had to fight Kefir one-on-one in a death match in order to claim for real what he had falsely claimed now. With the deck stacked against him, was it any wonder Jorkton played dirty? He'd been tossing the firstborn children of the noble houses into the dungeon when their families disobeyed him. He'd done the same to Kefir, sticking him in an iron-lined cell, eliminating direct contact with the cave so he couldn't wield it to escape. If solitary imprisonment wasn't enough, Jorkton starved Kefir for over a year in an attempt to weaken him before the fight. Aleks had accidentally led everyone to Kefir in the dungeons, and Zaria had rustled up some grub for the Troll King to supplement his iron diet. Then, with a little direction from Kefir, they found the firstborn, the children of the Troll King's allies, and freed them. When the fight came, as it was bound to come, Jorkton would be in for a big surprise, as Kefir would not be the weakling that he expected, but a force to reckon with. The firstborn safe, Kefir would be able to unleash his full abilities. So, too, would his allies, who led the resistance against Jorkton's tyranny, as they also would be out in full strength, free from oppression and fear for their heirs' lives. The reign of Jorkton would be blessedly brief and quick to topple. A new face appeared in the mirror. A rainbow-haired girl with long ears and a bone-white eyebrow piercing grinned back at him. The teenage troll had paired with Aleks during the escape from Trollgar, and Jorkton's planned feast, featuring the flesh and bones of Aleks and his friends as the main course. Together, he and Zorka had outwitted more than one sharp-toothed beast while escaping the wild hunt, and they had formed a friendship in the process. He waved to her. "We could really use your help," she said, without skipping a beat. Added, "You look funny, Aleks. Why is that?" He laughed. "It's because I'm looking at you from inside a helmet." She made a face. "Then find something better. You're looking pinched. It's like seeing a mouse or something. Very off-putting. At least, be a cat." "Give me a second," he told her. He glanced around the lost well. There were mounds of coins everywhere. Poking through the heaps of gold and silver were jewels, cups, plates, candlesticks, and other objects, which the Fae in yesteryears had tossed into the well as a bribe for granting wishes. He laid the helmet aside, went over to one of the plates sticking out, and gave it a sharp tug, nearly falling backwards on his rear when the thing didn't budge. Aleks peered closer and saw that his plate was not a dish, but another piece of armor. He dug the breastplate out from under the coins and tangled jewelry that weighed it down. The first thing he noticed was that the back of it was made of leather. There were even straps to tighten it to fit its wearer. Not a speck of rust discolored its surface. It was truly in excellent condition for being periodically submerged in water for hours at a time. The bottom part of the front, below the chest area, imitated dragon scales. "How's this?" he asked, looking down into its polished surface. Zorka considered him and nodded. "You're still lumpy in places, but you're no longer pinched." "You look better too," he said warmly. "Tell me more about this jailbreak. How can we help?" Her grin turned feral. "Jorkton is rip-roaring mad that we firstborn are still at large. He's been tossing innocents into the dungeons in an attempt to locate us. We're ready to bring the fight to him." "We're splitting up into a multi-prong attack," Falkar began. Zorka pushed him aside. "I'm on this lug's team. We're in charge of the distraction. It's going to be brilliant." Falkor stuck his head back in the frame. "I'm hoping you will help us by confusing the wolves and wolverines. As you know, under Jorkton's command, the wild hunt is paused, but never stopped. If the animals get hold of your scent, they'll add to the confusion by chasing the wrong targets." "If we're the bait, what will you be doing?" "Setting off bombs," Falkor said conspiratorially. Alex's eyebrows winged upward towards his hairline in surprise. "You're not worried about the destruction? You could cause a cave-in and crush everyone beneath the earth." "Nah," the burly I'm back again. Hello, everybody. I see that I have sound again. Yay! Yes, building the suspense. Thank you for the compliments on the reading. I do try. I tend when I read to read a little too fast sometimes. I have to remind myself to slow down. It's helped that I've heard Michelle's narration, so I know what I should be sounding like so that I match. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with me. Sorry for the added drama to the reading. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. I'll back up just a little bit. Nah, the burly teen said. Kafir will fix anything we do when he's back in power. It'll only be a mild inconvenience. As fun as it would be to be bait, said Aleks, scratching his neck, I'm afraid we're in a pickle over here. King Flen sent a contingent of soldiers to shut down further Fey aggression. Zorka's eyes lit up. The Ravagers, by any chance? She asked, almost pressing her nose to the mirror in her enthusiasm. Are they an all-female troupe? Asked Aleks, leaning back to try to bring her face into perspective. At her nod, he added, Then yes. She clasped her hands in front of her, practically swooning. Oh, what I give to fight them in a real battle! Those ladies are deadly adversaries on the battlefield. They're said to use their bare hands to rip out the innards of their enemies. He grimaced. We would like our innards to remain where they are. Thank you very much. She sighed dramatically. You have all the luck, getting to face off against legends. We only have dumb old Jorkton, some hags, and some banshees. Only that, huh? Any chance of you wanting to come here? Oh, I wish I could, she said. As fun as Falcor's group is, I'd rather be there. A troll hasn't been to Niflheim in years and years and years. Aleks ran a hand through his hair, untangling a lock and dislodging a coin. He flicked it away. I wish you were here, too. We could use the help. I'm not sure we'll get this sorted out before you need... A flame of red magic erupted in a column before him. Yelling in alarm, Aleks dropped the breastplate and scrambled away, shielding his face from the blaze. When the heat dissipated, he cautiously lowered his arm and looked at the spot where he had just been crouching. Before him stood a very surprised Zorka with her claws out. What are you doing here? He asked, just as she said, How did I get here? Aleks shook his head dumbly. I have no idea. Is this the Lost Well? She asked, twirling a lock of cotton candy pink hair. She spun in a circle. I've heard stories about this place. Aleks scratched his neck. Yes, He was interrupted by a frantic Falcor shouting. Zorka just disappeared, and a column of flame! What fresh crazy is this? As if I don't have enough to deal with right now. Aleks lunged to the breastplate and brought it level to his gaze. Zorka's here. Checked. Falcor ceased shouting for a minute. Then he roared, Changeling, this is not the help that I asked for. Send her back. And that is the end of the excerpt. So, that was fun. Yay, sound. Yes, I'm so glad. Sound is back. I see it back. I see everybody's comments. Like I said, thank you for bearing with me. That's twice tonight that I've had technical difficulties with my sound. That generally doesn't happen. We normally have everything charged and ready to go. I guess I'm just really excited and I am doing a lot that's making the headset work really hard. Okay. So... Send her back, yes. Does Aleks send her back or does he not? Can he send her back? How did she get there? These are all things you will find out when you continue to read Aleks Mickelsen and the Eighth Fox Throne War. Alright. Okay, so let's move on because it's getting to be about 40 minutes before the end of our time and I want to make sure that we have plenty of time to play book bingo. So I'm shaking up everything. Shake, shake, shake. And I'm going to show you guys how to get to book bingo. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. Okay, so this is the link for getting to Book Bingo. It is https://mfbc.us/m/b5mrv6. I'll give everybody a chance to get over into Bingo and to use this URL. And while we do it, I'm going to shake and I'm going to stir. Lots and lots of stirring. You guys can't see it, but you can at least hear it. Yay! Okay, sufficiently stirred, and hopefully everybody who is going to be playing Book Bingo with me has taken a chance. You can go to this URL on your phone, on your computer. You can put it in a separate tab. You can do it from a tablet. As long as you can reach the internet and get to this website, you'll be able to play Book Bingo. And I'm very excited. I originally had a different link in the event, but I did update it to this link. So this is the link you want to go to. The other one was for Aleks Mickelsen and The Call of the White Raven, which was the last book, which is why I was like, oops, I have to give everybody the new URL. So this is the new URL. Make sure that we all go to it and enjoy it. And when you do, this is what you'll see. So this is your Book Bingo card. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to hit New Card. And when you do, apparently mine will not, but when you do, it will rearrange all of the character names that you are seeing into a new arrangement, so that way you're guaranteed to have a unique card separate from anybody else's. And I gave everybody a free space this time. All you need to do is to get 5 in a row. It's 5 up, 5 sideways, 5 horizontal, vertical, at an angle. As long as it's 5 in a row, and it's not like trying to build a crossword, because you're not. You're trying to still build a line, right? Then you're good, because we're not playing Blackout. If we played Blackout, everybody would win, because everybody has the same number of characters that you could have. And it's all the characters in my little box. Okay. So the very first one that I am pulling is Edgel. So Edgel is a dragon, one of the original 3, and he will be the star of the next character arc in the Zaria Fierce series. Well, maybe not the star. He'll be the notorious villain. And if you have taken a chance and you have looked at and read the different names on your Book Bingo card, you will notice that they're all villains, at least at one point in the series. And I'm just making sure that I have everybody here. And I just wanted to say, if you're still around, I wanted to say thank you to Paul and Julie and Tommy and Susan and Rosemary. Thank you guys for joining. I think you're still around, because I'm seeing your names in my column that says people that are here. And you know, if you guys have a minute, make sure that you help me out by sharing this video, so that way more people can join us for Book Bingo as we're about to start. Like I said, the first name has been pulled. It's been Edgel. And now it's time for the second name. Ooh. Well, it's not a name, but it is a dragon, and Edgel is a dragon, like we just said. So if you have Edgel and dragon, make sure you cross them out. It's very easy to do. You should be able to just tap on the name, and it will make a symbol of like an X or something to mark it on your phone or your app. So you should have no problem to do it. You shouldn't have to print it out. If you want to print it out, you totally can. No one's saying you can't. But I try to make sure that everything we play doesn't require any paper, unless you're me and you have to pull the paper. And, oh look, we're getting all of our E's out. This is Eskel. Eskel is a fairy. He's one of Alex's cousins, and was a very big character in the last book. So now we have pulled Edgel, Dragon, and Eskel. And then the next one is Troll. And now that we're getting close to being able to officially say somebody could play or claim bingo, make sure when you have bingo that you type in bingo in the comments so that way I know you got it and when the game stops. The winner of bingo will also get a signed author copy of Aleks Mickelsen and the 8th Fox Throne War. So I highly encourage everybody to play. And if you need that URL again, let me pop that up for everybody in case you need to see it. This is the URL to go to in order to play book bingo. It's https://mfbc.us/m/b5mrv6. Alright, our next villain that I have pulled is a banshee. Do you guys remember when we last saw banshees? We saw them in book 4 as Aleks. Hi Matt, welcome. I see that you have joined. We are playing our book bingo right now. If you need the URL, make sure that you come here, and this is where you'll find it. When you get there, hit new card so that way you're guaranteed a unique card. And I will just reiterate what names have been pulled so far, so if you're a little bit late to the game, you still have the opportunity to mark them on your cards. So we have pulled Dragon, Eskel, Edgel, Troll, and Banshee. Our next card is Kafir. So this is King Kafir. We talked about him earlier during trivia and also during the reading. Our next one. Yeah, the Banshees were in book 4. And yes, they were very scary. The children had to escape past them if they could, because their sound, their screams could petrify everybody around them. Longest line on bingo so far only has 2 in it. Oh guys, I'm so sorry. Alright, our next person is Yatorum. Yatorum is Alex's uncle on his fairy side. And Yatorum is a bit of full of himself. He is married to his aunt Cornelia. Well, not Yatorum's aunt, but Alex's aunt. That would have been weird. Now we have Lucas, Alex's brother, his older brother. And that right there, if you remember from trivia, is Aleks was one of the answers for somebody who had a brother and a sister. His sister is Nori, his brother is Lucas. But if you go just by his human family, he is an only child. Next one is Dwarf. And as we know, we have a lot of dwarf baddies in this one because of the Ravengers. Thank you. I tried to make sure everybody knows who all the characters are. Because, you know, sometimes if it's been a while, you realize, like, you know, certain details slip your mind. And it's always nice to have a bit of a refresher, especially when you're going back into the series. So one more time, I wanted to make sure everybody knows that we're playing book bingo. This is what it looks like. This is the URL to get there. And when you're there, make sure you hit new card if you haven't already. And I'm going to reiterate all the names that have been pulled so far, just in case you're a little bit behind. This way you can catch up. So what has been pulled so far is Dragon, Dwarf, Lucas, Yatorum, and I'm sorry, these are no longer in the order that they were originally pulled. So, my bad. Kafir, Banshee, Troll, Edgel, Eskel. Alright. So, we have a couple of people who are getting closer. Nicole is only one away from getting her book bingo. Our next person is Frigga. So Frigga is a new character to book 6. She appears in chapter 1, and she is definitely part of the Ravengers. But I don't want to give too much more away because, well, you'll meet her very soon. Alright. Next we have Karita. And my handwriting is pretty sad, so that is not an N, that's an R-I. K or C. Oh, bingo! Somebody has bingo. Yay, Nicole! Alright. Nicole, if you could send me a picture of your bingo, I'll confirm it right away, and then we will move on to the question and answer portion of tonight. Yay! So that was fun. That was actually the first time we've played bingo where people were not like getting down to the very last couple of ones that I pulled. I think people thought the last couple of times we played book bingo that we were playing blackout, and we never are. We're always playing for just one row across in any direction. Um, And I have confirmed Nicole's book bingo. Yay for the power of phones. All right. So, thank you, everybody. Let us move back to the slideshow. How about that? All right. Slideshow is back on. And we are moving now into the Q&A portion of the evening. And it will last as long as you guys would like it to. So, I open the floor to you guys. Send me your questions, and I will answer them. If you're enjoying yourself tonight, make sure you put a whole bunch of likes and hearts across so that way everybody can see. Oh, Matt was so close. He needed just Jorkton and either Floki or Cole. I know, those villains. They just don't, do us any favors sometimes, do they? And thank you, Kaya, for joining us. Good night. And, thanks again for coming and watching. And like I said, this is the open portion of the evening for questions. So make sure you send them to me. A couple of questions I normally get, and I'll start with one, is inspiration for the book and the series. And so for Aleks Mickelsen and the Eighth Fox Throne War, some of my influences were actual wars in history, like the War of Roses, with a whole bunch of details and similarities kind of sounding out. So if you have any background in that, you can spot those similarities. Other things that I wanted to my first question from the readers is, how soon can we expect book 7? I'm about halfway through writing it, and I just bought art supplies to start illustrating the half that I do have written. And that'll be very exciting. I already have planned the different scenes from the first 7 chapters that I'm going to be illustrating. And that will be a lot of fun. And speaking of illustrations, Owen did an amazing job with his in this book and throughout the series. And I have so enjoyed and so loved all the fan art that I've been receiving. I received a couple more pieces tonight, and they just made my heart soar. Thank you, Lizzie. I appreciate it so much. I loved your Stargazer, and I loved your bookmark that I got to see. That was really cute and totally awesome. So back to other parts of like inspiration. I always like to include a little bit of poetry when and where I can. In high school, I was president for a little while of a club called Writers Guild, and before it was called Writers Guild, it was called the Dead Poets Society, like in the movie. And so there is a extra little poem in here, kind of like how we saw in book 2 and 3. I wish I could show the fan art. The only way I have it right now is on my phone, and I don't know how well we'd be able to see it. I suppose I could try. It's a little hard to see. And let's see. I think I want to show you another picture from the books. This is one of my favorite illustrations that I did for the book. And I don't want to give too much away about what is actually detailed in there, because I think it's really cool and exciting. Oh, excellent. All right, so we have another question that came in. It is, what are the limits of Zaria's power? What can she do? So Zaria is a sorceress, and most sorceress powers are defined by one of three ways. I shouldn't say most. All sorceress powers are defined by one of three ways. It's either spoken, thought, or gesture-based magic. And so her mom is gesture, and previous sorceresses have been spoken. This is why, like most magical creatures inside the Zaria Fierce series, they all know that the quickest way to ensure that magic isn't used against you is to bind somebody's hands or to bind their mouth so that they can't talk. And this way you protect yourself from any undue influence. And so Zaria with thought magic is not limited by those means and methods. She is able to release chains, as we've seen in previous books. She's able to do a lot of things with normal means and methods of binding. And then, oh, that is a good point. Would Lizzie like to post her picture to the comments so people can see her fan art? Because if she's around and would like to, everybody would like to see her fan art. So Zaria's limit is simply, because it's thought-based, what she thinks she's capable of. So she will find that there's still times throughout the series that she can expand her powers, and times throughout the series where she realizes she hasn't thought broadly enough about her powers and what she can do. So, there's And I like that I like to reckon that to real life. You always define yourself sometimes by your limits first versus your abilities first. And so if you accept limits that you don't have, you are then handicapped by them. You have to work past this idea that you're limited, and find your true abilities and bring them front and to show your talents and to move forward. And it takes a lot of courage and guts to really get past that kind of barrier that is sometimes self-built, that keeps you from your full potential. Another question that has come in is, do we know who Zaria's father is? So yes, we do know who Zaria's father is. It was mentioned in the Zaria Fierce trilogy arc of the Zaria Fierce series. Her father is... Thank you. There's a comment that's come in from Karen that says, "I love what you were saying about limits." And yes, I do really feel strongly that there is a lot of potential and exploration within the different characters for what limits they have and what they're capable of doing and how they interact with the world around them, including what they feel is a boon or what they feel is a hindrance to them. So Aleks has felt hindered a lot throughout his character arc by his fairy background, and it has really been a struggle for him to decide if he wants to be human or if he wants to be a changeling or if he wants to be a full-fledged fairy. And so that comes to a head in book 6. He really has to think about it and get through it. And then, oh, hi Carla, thanks for joining, welcome. And so then back to the question about Zaria's father. Yes, he is mentioned. He's in book 2. He passed away when he saved Zaria as a child from an encounter with a possessed giant who was seeking the Drakeland sword and was going to use it to free dragons. And that whole story and scene led to how Zaria ended up in the Fierce family. Hello! Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I see that we're having a little bit of issue sharing the fan art, and I think I can share it somehow. So let's see what I can do. Sorry for the head down as I look at my phone. Alright. Let's see. Oh, you know what? It's not you. It's live Facebook. Live Facebook does not let you post pictures. So that's good to know. We will know this for the future. But I will post the fan art. I have permission to post it on my blog later, so I will post it. Yes, I will make sure that the fan art is posted. So do we have any more questions? Any other questions? Or do we want more discussion on the questions that were asked already? Yes, I think Nicole is right. I think it can be posted to the event page as a comment, but it can't be posted to the live video as a comment. So that for images. Ooh, I'm almost out of water, guys. I love all the quotes that I put on the back of the books. This one says, "I'm running you out of Niflheim once and for all." On all the back of the Zaria ones were comments about her being a princess. And on the back of the Aleks ones, we've had different people say something very important to Aleks. So, like the first one, which kind of starts off his adventure, it's time for you to come home, and that's from his sister Nori. And then we have from his aunt, "Whose white raven is this?" And there's a reason why she's saying that. It's a really funny sequence in the 5th book when Irie, his white raven, makes an appearance and tries to nest in her hair. Ooh, alright, I got a question about, am I sure I'm going to stop at book 9? There are other characters that we could explore. At this point in time, I am sure that we are going to stop at book 9, even though I would love to explore the other characters. I think it's important that the main focus of the series be on the original 3 dragons. And so the original 3 were Cole, Egil, and Fritjof. So Cole is the firstborn of all of the dragons and the first of the 3 original brothers. His name translates into darkness, and so I thought that was a really good visual that the first thing to stand against goodness and light is this idea of darkness and something that obscures truth and light and things that allow you to be your true self. And then you have Egil, who is the next one, who is the middle brother, and he will be the dragon in the last trilogy, and his meaning is on a knife's edge. Yes, on a knife's edge. So that to me translated into this idea of fear. So he's going to be the dragon of fear. And then Fritjof is the dragon of the current trilogy, and his name translates into the Thief of Peace, which is a name of a passage between Niflheim, which is the fairy home, and Zerndor, which is the high court of the dwarves. And so Fritjof, with the idea of Thief of Peace, meant chaos, so he's my chaos dragon. So the 3 things that keep you from being fully aware and conscious and seeing good are darkness, fear, and chaos. So those are my 3 dragons, and that's why I think Hi guys, can you still hear me? I think I lost sound again for a brief minute. I don't think the headset registered that I was talking. But luckily, I didn't need a new battery. Um, and so that's good. So yeah, so long story short, I think I'm going to keep it at the 3 dragons, even though there are a ton more dragons that the kids can and probably do encounter. I will be discussing that when we get to the end of the third trilogy, because we know for sure there are the dragons of war, the twin dragons of war. And then let's see. Oh, the fan art has been shared to the page. So guys, if you would like to see the fan art, you may go over there either during the remaining part of our book launch or see it after the book launch. Be sure to give it a like and a heart and some thumbs up because it's truly awesome and I just love fan art. It makes my day. Next question I have is from Michelle. Are you going to have any more series? And the answer to that is a heck yeah, I'm going to have more. I have several plans and in my head, and I keep having to put things in my little like author box. I have notepads and I have notes and I have scrap paper and I do all these like little things and I keep every little piece of all these ideas that come to me. So some of my next ones, and I haven't decided which one's going to be the main focus, but I think it's going to be the Adventures of Lemon, Peel, and Ant. That will be what happens after the Zaria Fierce series is concluded. And that's a story that takes place in Oregon. And it deals with a 13-year-old girl who is a bit of a tomboy. And as she's working in her treehouse on a radio, in crashes this drone, and out pops this kid all covered in black goo. And she's like, yeah, if you're an alien, I'll eat my best Sunday hat. So, like, the big problem for this series is how are you going to convince Earth that Earth is in trouble when you can't convince a 13-year-old girl of who you are? Oh, I'm sorry. The questions were coming from Nate, not Michelle. Sorry. And so yeah, so Nate's question was there going to be any more series? And so that's one of the series. The other series I'm thinking of is going to be something loosely titled like Olivia of the Clouds, and it's going to deal with a young girl who befriends a sky giant who farms clouds. And the big conflict in her series is that the 4 winds have been captured. And because of that, Earth is slowly dying because there are no winds to push the sky around, and it's very fantasy-like. So it's not incredibly scientific in terms of what and how life would be on Earth if if there was no wind. But it is this. It's just this. It reminds me a lot of stories like of the girl who circumnavigated fairyland type thing. So it's very cerebral, and also very fantasy-like Alice in Wonderland. Like lots of things might not make a lot of sense, but overall they all have their charm and they weave together. So those are the 2 series that are currently fighting for headspace after I'm done with Christopher. I do think the dragons are messing with my sound. That one is very true. Yes, Nicole, I think the dragons are messing with my sound. Then I have another question from Nate, which is, how do you know so much about Norse mythology? So, I do a lot of research with my books, and a lot of things inspire my books. So, I could be reading an article. It could be something in depth from National Geographic, or it could be something very lightweight from like BuzzFeed, or it could be something that comes across like on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And I save it into a file. And all these things over time build up this world that I'm thinking of and how all these things interact. And when I don't know an answer, I'll go digging and researching for that answer, and I'll go to the library or I'll utilize online. And then I always use artistic license too. When something doesn't quite gel into my world how I would like it, I will tweak it. So, like for the Elefoken, we have, when you look them up, they are women that transform into trees. And if you remember anything from Greek mythology, you also know that women transformed, or like the nymphs and the naiads and stuff, they would transform into animals as well to escape like Zeus. Well, in Norse mythology, I figured that maybe they could also translate or transform into animals. So that's how my Elefoken became elk and trees, and I invented a reason why in mythology we only hear about the women, you never hear about the men, and for that reason I said, well, that's because the males are very rarely seen, and then I give a whole background on it. Yes, Fritjof is causing a lot of chaos tonight, guys. He really is with my sound. But luckily I'm here, and you can hear me, and I didn't have to go running for another battery. Whew. Any more questions, guys? We got plenty of time still, at least another 7 minutes. And if you guys have more questions beyond that, we can totally hang around and keep going. Just let me know. I'm here. And I'm also going to be drinking some water because I'm super thirsty. I swear we haven't lost sound. I just haven't seen any questions, and I've been reading through the comments and liking them. I gotta remember, I have to keep talking so you guys know that we have sound. um, so, for everybody who did come tonight, if you haven't read any of my books before, the first book is free on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and anywhere that you can get an ebook. And then the second book is free if you join my author newsletter, also in an ebook format. So please join, love the series, share the series. Nobody goes away empty-handed tonight, so everybody has the chance to take a little something of Zaria's world with them. Thank you, Karen. Karen says if you haven't read any of my books before, you're in for a treat. I really do appreciate it. It's fans like you guys that keep me going. You guys make my day. I love it when you guys leave comments and reviews. Reviews are the lifeblood of authors because that's how books make it up in the ranks as well as with sales. So this is how things become visible and people learn more about the books. So share them. Share this video when we're done on your Facebook so people can come back and watch this afterwards. It's very important, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. And it really does make a huge difference in marketing and the ability to get my books into hands of other readers. And then so I have Eric, who has asked, would you ever consider making your books into an animated series? The answer to that is, of course I would. Live action, animated, TV series, big time movie screen on a silver screen. If you have the ability or you know somebody who does and you want to like start coordinating that with me, I am totally game. Send me an email. You can contact me at hello@keiragillett.com, and that's KeiraGillett.com. That is such a good idea. Let's put that in the universe, everybody. Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, anybody, I am game. Call me. So I am watching for any last and final questions before we close tonight's event. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight and being part of Alex's book birthday bash. It's really amazing and so wonderful that you guys are here with me and celebrating this. I get such enjoyment out of this. I love coming together and sharing the books and sharing time with fans and hanging out and just being fun and having fun about books. Like, it made my childhood to be part of that culture, and I love to bring that now with my books for a new generation and even the same generation, because honestly I think everybody of all ages would love Zaria and her friends and Aleks and his friends if they gave them a shot. So like I said, if you haven't read the books before, make sure you go to Amazon or wherever you love to get your books and grab the ebook for free and follow it up by joining my author newsletter, which will allow you to get the second book for free as well, straight in your email, no gimmicks. You don't have to wait. As soon as you sign up, you get it. And if you stick around even longer in the newsletter, I also have desktop backgrounds featuring art from Owen Kerrigan that will also come in your email, and you can download it in the resolution that best fits your screen, and you'll be able to have that and make your time with Zaria extend beyond tonight. Aw, Lizzie says she would be totally excited to watch my books turned into a series. Me too. I would totally do it. I would get popcorn, and my little Oscar would come running into my lap because he's totally a Gillette, because Gillettes love their popcorn. And he also loves his treats, don't you? Come here. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Whoop. Yeah. Look at this cute foxy baby. Hey. Yeah. Give everybody your love. Thank you so much for all the great comments. I got a comment from Nicole that says I should make a board game that encompasses the adventures of all three trilogies in one, and that would be fun. I actually did invent a board game for the series. You learn about it in book 2. It's called Ketchupile, and it is a Finnish phrase that means fox game, and it's inspired by my little foxy baby right here. And it allows you to play it in 2 different ways. One way is a quick, easy way, and the other way is very difficult, as my friends and I have all figured out, because it is like Match on steroids. If you thought playing Match was easy, this is not, because it's always changing. Yay! I can't wait for you guys to all read book 6 as well. You're going to love it. It's really a whole lot of fun, and it is getting praise all over the place. I had a review today from Rosemary of Mom Reddit, and that link is in the Zaria Fierce page, and I think it just kind of encompasses the whole vibe and feel of Aleks Mickelsen and the 8th Fox Throne War. And yeah, so I'm looking at more of the comments, and I'm working with Michelle right now, and she's narrating the book 6 right now, and I've gotten the chance to get through the first quarter of the book and listen to it, and I tell you, I just go giddy every time I hear my books brought to life, because it feels like I haven't even written it when I hear it, because she does such an amazing job with it. I'm like, oh, I don't remember writing that. and and I totally did. But they just come to life in a totally new way when you hear them read, especially when you've been spending so long with them just in your head. And so yeah, I have a couple more people that have joined. Hi, Misty. Thank you, Misty, for joining. So happy that you are here tonight. We played trivia and book bingo earlier, and we're just in the Q&A session now. If you have any questions about the books, or writing, or anything to do with... Bye, Oscar. Yeah, you know your name. Look at you. You can't see him, but, well, you can sort of see him. See this tail. Rawr. Anyway, once again, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I love you all, and I'm so grateful that you guys could share this with me tonight. One final thing before I go. If you loved trivia and book bingo or any of the other games that we have played at different book launches, be sure to tell me, because I will happily do any of your favorites again for the next launch, which will be Christopher Johansson and The Return to Jotunheim, which is book 7 and the one I'm currently writing. And to get prepped for that, I hope you guys all go out and grab your copy of Aleks Mickelsen and the 8th Fox Throne War. And thank you all. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you again next time.